to all in attendance. I'm Elvina Marial, the moderator for today's educational forum titled Active Learning Strategies. The purpose of our forum is to explore the effectiveness of active learning approach in creating student-centered learning environments. This topic aligns closely with SDG for Quality Education, which emphasize inclusivity, equity, and lifelong learning. Today, I truly honor to be joined by a distinguished panel of individuals who represent key stakeholders in our education ecosystem. Each of them brings valuable insights and unique perspectives to our discussion on active learning strategies. First, we have Madam Hanis, a respected community leader. She will help us understand how the community plays an important role in supporting and promoting active learning beyond school walls. Next, we have Ms. Jovan, a dedicated teacher who will share her insights and experiences in implementing active learning strategies within the classroom setting. Her roles as an educator give us a close look at how the strategies are applied in real teaching environments. Next, we are also pleased to have Ms. Jusliawati, who represents the voice of parents. She will share her perspective, hope, and concern regarding the impact of active learning on students from the home-based point of view. And finally, we have Ilya, a student who will offer her first-hand experiences and honest reflections on what it's like to be actively involved in the learning process. We will explore strategies such as group discussion, problem-based learning PBL, and collaborative activity that not only boost student engagement but also nurture the critical thinking skills needed in the 21st century. Without further delay, I'd like to begin our session by posing some questions to our panelists. Thank you for Madam Hanis for joining us and representing the voice of the community. Often, learning continues beyond the classroom and your perspective is vital. To start with, what role can the community play in supporting the implementation of active learning beyond school hours?
Thank you for these questions. As a community leader, I believe that the community plays a vital supporting role in active learning, especially beyond school hours. While teachers lead the learning process during school, the community can create opportunity for students to continue learning in real life, meaningful contexts. For example, community centers, libraries, and youth clubs can host workshops, reading cycle, and group activities that promote collaboration, problem solving, and creativity. This space can be safe and engaging environments where students explore knowledge actively through hands-on experience. In my own community, we organize weekend programs like mini science fairs and environmental projects. These programs allow students to work together, apply what they have learned in school, and interact with mentors from various professions. Mentorship is another key contribution. Committee members such as local business owners or professionals can share their skills and stories with students. This helps connect education to real-life careers while also boosting student motivation and confidence. Additionally, committees can help bridge the digital divide for students without reliable internet access. Public facilities or collaborative partnerships can provide digital support for online learning, platform, and research. In short, the committee extends learning beyond the classroom. It offers research mentorship and platform that support students in becoming independent, critical thinkers, something that is essential for the success of active learning and SDG 4, quality education.
Thank you. That's an excellent point. Learning definitely doesn't stop at school gate. Now, moving forwards, how can active learning approach help foster social awareness and character development among students?
That's an excellent question. One of the greatest strengths of active learning is its ability to go beyond academic and help shape student character and social value. In active learning environments, students often work in terms, solve real-world problems, and engage in group discussion. This experience world problems and engage in group discussion. This experience naturally teach them how to communicate, respect others' opinions, and work through difference. It builds empathy and cooperation. For example, if students are given project to raise awareness about a local environment issue, they must research, interact with their community, and think critically about how to make an impact. Through the process, they are not just gaining knowledge, they are learning to care about the world around them. Active learning also encourages students to take responsibility for their own learning. This sense of ownership helps build disciplines, resilience, art learning, and ethical decision-making traits that are important in personal and social life. In my experience, students involved in active learning activities are more likely to volunteer, participate in community work, and even lead small campaigns that tell us something important. When students feel empowered in the classroom, they carry that confidence and awareness into the community. In short, active learning supports the development of well-rounded individuals, students who are not only smart, but also socially conscious, respectful, and ready to contribute positively to society. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that, madam. It's encouraging to hear how the community can shape learners to become more socially responsible individuals. Next, thank you for Ms. Jivan for being with us today. As an experienced teacher, your insights are very important in helping us understand how active learning works at ground levels. Let me begin by asking, based on your experience, which active learning strategies are the most effective in the classroom and why?
Thank you for the question. Based on my experience as an educator, I have found 3 active learning approaches to be particularly effective in promoting student engagement. These strategies are not only interactive but also empower students to take ownership of their learning. First is problem-based learning, PBL. In PBL, students are challenged with real-world problems that require collaborative problem solving. This strategy fosters critical thinking and ethical decision making based on values and information. The second one is small group discussions. Small group discussions allow students to exchange ideas, articulate viewpoints, and build shared understanding while also nurturing empathy and social literacy. Third is cooperative learning. Cooperative learning strategies such as the jigsaw method rely on students' independence, to master content collaboratively. This builds teamwork and collective responsibility. Each of these approaches aligns strongly with SDG 4 by creating inclusive, equitable, and student-centered learning environments. Thank you.
That's a great point. It's interesting to see how certain strategies really bring the classroom to life. And building on that, how do you adapt these strategies to meet the diverse abilities and learning needs of your students?
That's a good question. In classrooms with students of varying backgrounds and abilities, I consistently practice differentiated instruction. This involves adapting both teaching methods and support systems to meet diverse needs. I offer materials in multiple formats: visual, audio, and text. This allowing students to choose the style that best suits their learning preferences. I also arrange learning groups strategically to ensure a mix of abilities and experiences, promoting effective peer support. I conduct formative assessments such as weekly reflections and short diagnostic checks to gauge individual needs and refine my approach as needed. For students requiring additional support, such as those with special needs, I provide visual scaffolding, extended time, and simplified instructions to ensure their full participation. My goal is to enable all students to engage actively in the learning process, regardless of their backgrounds or learning profile, fully embracing the principles of SDG 4 in fostering quality, inclusive, and fair education. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jovan. That was very insightful. It's clear that inclusivity and flexibility are key in making active learning successful in different classrooms. We're moving forward to Ms. Josliawati. Thank you for being here. Parents play a crucial role in supporting what children learn at school. We are eager to hear your experiences. To begin, as a parent, what change have you noticed in your child's attitude after being involved in active learning?
As a parent, the changes I have seen since my child started participating in active learning are many positive changes in terms of his attitude and interest in students. In the past, he learned more by rote and sometimes seemed bored, but now he is more excited to learn. He likes to ask questions, likes to discuss, and is more confident in expressing his opinion. He is also more courageous in participating in group activities and seems comfortable working in a team. In addition, I have noticed that my child has become more independent, where before everything had to be taught, now he will try to find the answer himself first. If he does not understand, he will ask for help. This shows that he is increased responsible for his own learning. In fact, he also seems to have more fun when learning because the approach is more fun and practical. For me, this active learning helps to form students who are not only smart but also have better self-confidence, critical thinking, and social skills. Thank you.
That's wonderful to hear. It shows how learning methods can impact students beyond academic. Now, for my next questions, are parents ready to support this approach at home? What form of support are most helpful from your perspective?
Thank you again for the question. As parents, I believe that many of us are ready to support active learning at home, but sometimes we don't know exactly how. Therefore, communication between teachers and parents is very important so that we know what approaches are being used at school and how we can help at home. The most helpful form of support for me is to give space and encouragement to the child to think and share. For example, we talk about what he is learning, ask his opinions, and involve him in activity related to learning, such as doing small projects, reading together, or watching educational documentary. Emotional support is also important, such as give praise when the child tries, not just when he gets excellent results. I also think that the school can help parents by providing short workshops, reading materials, or simple tips that can be practiced at home. With collaboration between teachers and parents, I'm sure that this active learning will be more successful and effective. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jusliawati. It's clear that home support is essential, and your suggestion provide a great reminder of how families can contribute. Lastly, Ilya, thank you for joining us today and representing the student voice. It's always important to hear directly from those who experience the learning process every day. Let me begin with these questions. As a student, which active learning activities help you understand a subject better?
Thank you for the question. As a student, I did like to share my thought on which active learning activity helped me understand subject better. For me, one of the most helpful activity is group discussion. When we learn in small group, I get the chance to hear different perspectives, share ideas, and help each other. Easier to understand a topic when it is explained in a relaxed and interactive way by my classmates. Another activity I enjoy is role play. In subject like history or moral study, when we act out certain situation, I not only understand the content better, but also remember it more easily because I was active involved. I also enjoy interactive quiz and educational games. This activity make the class environment more fun and less boring. Without realizing it, I revise and remember important information. Thought play. Another very interesting method is problem-based learning (PBL). In this activity, we are given a situation and have to solve it together. I really help me think critically and creatively while encouraging teamwork.
That's very interesting. It's clear that hand-ons and collaborative activities really make a difference. And one more question for you. What challenges do you and your peers face when engaging in active learning, and how do you overcome them?
Thank you again for the question. Although active learning is very helpful, I admit that we as students do face some challenges. The first challenge is shyness and lack of self-confidence. Many of my classmates, including myself, at the beginning were afraid to speak up or share opinions because we feared making mistakes or being laughed at. This often led to some students staying silent during group activity. The second challenge is unequal participation in group work. Sometimes only a few members active while others don't cooperate. This causes some students to feel overwhelmed while others simply ride along with the group work. To overcome This challenge, our teacher helped by clearly assigning roles and tasks to each group member. This ensures everyone has something to do and no one stay idle. The teacher also create a positive and supportive classroom environment where we all opinions and respect without judgment or ridicule. Personally, I try to build my confidence by starting small, such as offering simple suggestions or helping write down the group answer. Over time, I became more confident. Overall, although three a challenge in active learning, they can be overcome with teamwork among students and support from teachers. When the classroom is inclusive and everyone is given a chance, I truly believe all students can benefit from the approach. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your honest experiences, Elia. It's important to acknowledge those challenges so that educator and school can better support all learners. Thank you to all our panelists for their thoughtful and insightful responses. Based on your discussion today, we can conclude several key points. Active learning strategies such as BPL and group discussion significantly enhance student engagement and motivation. Teachers play a crucial role as facilitators, not just delivers of content. Communities and parents must actively support these efforts by reinforcing learning outside the classroom. Students show great potential when they are given the opportunity to lead and think independently. Challenges such as student shyness, time constraints, and limited resources can be addressed through teacher training, stakeholders, collaboration, and creative lesson design. As a moderator and a future educator, I believe active learning is not just a trend. It is a necessity to develop open-minded, critical, and independent learners. I hope that all parties, teachers, communities, parents, and students can continue working together to build a more holistic and inclusive learning environment. In closing, may today's sharing inspire more innovation in our teaching practice, and may we continue striving to fulfill SDG 4, which is quality education for all. Thank you once again to our distinguished panel for their meaningful contribution.
You're welcome. You're welcome.